Welcome, beloved. Thank you so much for being here today. I came here today because I want to give a special message concerning something that I saw, a vision that I had on January 21st. What I saw is concerning about what is going to be happening in the body and these signs that are going to start taking place. I believe this is very important because on January 21st, we know that it was the beginning of a planetary alignment, and also what I believe is the new age or the age of Aquarius. So what I saw right away was this ripple of light came upon the earth, and it looked like a ripple that covers everything. This ripple came upon everything. So upon the plants, upon the animals, upon the sky, upon every human, upon every being, and it came upon the whole of earth. It's something like you would see when a piece of paper has a sizzle of a fire that used to be there. The fire is no more, and then you blow out the fire, and then you have this sizzling across the whole paper, right? But this is what I saw. It was like a sizzling of light, like a ripple upon the whole earth, that this light actually came. This is when I saw it on January 21st. Now, the reason why I keep saying January 21st, because in December, I received a revelation about that the light of God, this fiery wisdom of God, comes into the soul. It connects the soul to the spirit in heavenly places in the Father. So there is a connection, what is called a remembering of everything that you as a spirit, knows, that consciousness as your own spirit knows all things because it is in the Father. It has the mind, will, and emotions of the Father. So it has a remembrance of knowing all things when the light comes into the soul. And then also it obliterates all the remnants of ego, which is very important because one cannot come into the kingdom of heaven if there is too much ego, if ego is too dominant. For example, ego is pride, is all about self, is all about working with ego as in unforgiveness and woe me concepts, and on the other hand, in the will of the Father. So you have ego versus being in the will of God and being in His mind, will, and emotions, and coming into those and cooperating with those and being used as a vessel for the Father's, for God's mind, will, and emotions. So this is what the light does into the soul. It connects us with God's mind, will, and emotions, with our spirit that is in heavenly places in the Father. And then what it does to the body, it obliterates every kind of type of remnant to do with death. So that could be sickness, that could be aging, that could be any of those genetic things in the DNA with death. So that light in the body takes that death away. This is important of the revelation. I kept asking, when is this going to happen? And I got this, that in January it's happening. Leading up to January 21st, about 3 days before that, I inquired, you said, God, when this is going to happen? You said January, when is this going to happen? And I got the understanding in my heart, and I knew that it was at first about 72 hours off, and then 48 hours off, and then I knew that it was just like 6 hours away, that it was very close. So on January 21st, I went into meditation, And this is the vision that I received. And I knew that it was the symbolism of the beginning or stepping into the age of Aquarius. Now, I know that there's a lot of talk that this age is already here and all of that, and that actually it had come in many years before. So there have been many theories and many speculations when it's come. This is just my interpretation of what I received in meditation, that not only was it the initiation that we've actually entered into the age of Aquarius, so that just means a new age. All things are passing. Behold, new things, a new age, a new earth age, that golden, that kingdom of heaven on earth. And then as well, very significantly, I discovered that January 21st was actually this planetary alignment. And that's why this makes a lot of sense for me, that this light, what I saw was this ripple, sizzling light upon the whole of Earth. And those that are aligned to the kingdom of heaven, those are that aligned with the will of God, you know, being led by the Holy Spirit, by that nudging, by the guiding, by that small still voice, being in the resonances already of that kingdom of love, peace, joy, friendship, tranquility, every good thing of the kingdom in the mind, will, and emotion. So the truth, having a heart that is of flesh and not of stone. So not playing that ego 3D game. And the people that are still playing this 3D ego game, because they don't believe in those things, because they don't believe, simply they're not gonna be affected by that, because they're not open to that, because they don't believe in these things. So that's how you know it's going to be actually two at the same time. So what I mean is it's going to be those that are going to be activated. It's like we're all here in this earth at the same time, but there's going to be this where people are going to be starting to see and be activated into a different realm or into a different dimension, whereas the people that do not believe in these things and they're still in their ego trip games and all of that, they're going to not have that effect of the light. It's going to affect people more and more and more. So at first it may start as remembrances. You'll start to remember things. Things will come up to the surface. So I made a video already about this. You know, don't keep it bottled down. Just as you've done the inner work, keep doing the inner work. Keep bringing it up to the surface and looking at it. Where is this coming from? Let's process that. Let's keep that soul open. Now that we know about these things, let's continue to do them. And as people are going to be having these stages where it takes time for their soul to open up enough to receive more light. So that's why, you know, those first, it may affect some people more, and then another wave, may affecting people more again. So everybody is going to be feeling it in different waves, because it takes time for that soul to open up. So the light of God can enter, so that wisdom can enter. And God is not, He doesn't, because that light is also, if there's too much darkness, if there's too much of that ego, that separation from the love of God, if there's too much of that, then the darkness cannot contain the light. So that's why it's a gradual process, and God is allowing people to open up the soul more and more. As their soul opens up more, that ego diminishes, then the light is able to come into the next wave and into the next wave. The first thing that I saw when I saw this ripple light upon the earth was that there was straight up in the sky, it was not like our own sun anymore. It was like an oval, a very bright oval sun, and it had these beams of rays of light coming from the top and the bottom and from the sides, also from the other angles, but it was very prominent from the top and bottom and from the sides. And this, it was like this oval super white light, and it had these rays coming from it. And then later, after, I realized that it's kind of like that cross, but during the meditation, you just see, you just observe. So there was a new sun. I saw that. And so this is, everything is already here. This dimension is already here. Those that are ready for it, those that are on this path already, they're going to start seeing these things, because that light is going to start activating the abilities for them to see this dimension and for them to work within the dimension. So things like, people are going to start to see colors that they've never seen before. They're going to start seeing new plants, new flowers. I saw flowers. They're going to start seeing new flowers that they've never seen before. And with that, I was just thinking, probably will come about seeing animals as well that maybe people have never seen before either. But that's just what I'm saying now. But in the vision, all I saw was that there was plants and flowers that people started to see. And these flowers, when you walk by them, they give off that you can hear, because this is all being activated. You'll be able to hear. They're going to be having a sound, a song that they're singing, and you're going to be able to hear those things. So these are the kinds of things that I saw that people are going to be starting to activate, and this is the things that they're going to start to see. The light is available here. That dimension is available here, and we're slowly going to be active. That light has come across us, but it's going to activate slowly. That those things are going to be turned on slowly. So it's not going to be all at once, but it may be something that you just walk by and you're like, oh, I didn't see that before. And these flowers are going to be giving off a song, like a frequency or a sound or a humming. And you're going to be able to hear that song or that sound when you walk by them. And then you're going to have the option, if you turn into it, you're going to be able to communicate with them. If you don't want to, you can just walk by and you'll hear the song. But if you can turn into it, you can have conversation, communication. So we're going to have that heart telepathy, coherence going on. What else? Okay, seeing others. This is one of the main things that I saw right off the bat, that people are going to start seeing other beings, different kinds of beings, and it's going to feel like it's very normal, like it's, I don't know, it's not going to be a total shocker, because we know nature has been waiting for the revealing of the sons of God. So that means those mature sons. What I also saw was these people, that their DNA and their bodies are being activated, that they're going to be healing many things, like the air, the atmosphere. They're going to be healing the soil, or, you know, they're going to be healing a lot from the pollutants. And I also saw, like, getting rid of garbage, eliminating garbage, and fixing roads. For the people that, now this is very interesting, for the people that are not activating, or because they're not on the same path of this path of maturity, or this path of life, for them, it's going to seem like a Mandela effect. So Mandela effect is basically when something's changed and nobody knows who changed it or what happened or why was it changed, but everybody seems totally fine with that's the reality. But somewhere along the way, it was changed. So the people that are activated, they're going to be changing a lot of things, right? And the people that are not activated, so they're still in that 3D ego game of life, they're going to see those things like Mandela effects. To them, that's what it's going to look like. Because people are now going to start operating in a different realm or a different dimension. And concerning the things about the body, so that light is going to start activating the DNA of the body. The people are going to look like they're shining. But if that's you being activated, then it's not necessarily you're going to see yourself shining. You're just going to feel like this is me. But to them, they're the ones that are going to see you like you're shining. They're going to see you having wings and all of that. See, I don't know how that works, so that's why I'm saying I'm not going to be interpreting, because this is just what I saw. I can't explain everything at this point right now until there is a complete that light, that blast of light that comes upon the whole earth, that everybody sees it, and then there will be that complete division of the two dimensions where we won't be seeing them and they won't be seeing us, but we will be able to go into their dimension and speak to them. And again, they'll see us like light or wings, having wings and that kind of thing. What is important at this time for you to watch out for is because there is this agenda of a artificial linking with an intelligence, with AI intelligence, which is going to promise the same thing that is actually already simultaneously, biologically in you and going to be activated. So if you don't come under that AI artificial linking with an intelligence, you're naturally, the light that is already upon the earth, that light is already going to go into the soul and activate your soul to be connected with God, with the mind, will, and emotion. So the mind, the intelligence, the will. What is the thing? What is the right thing to do? What is the good thing? What is right now the truth of what I should be doing? So you're operating within that truth and only from that truth. Just like Yeshua, he did nothing apart from what the Father told him or showed him. And the Holy Spirit always operates. So that's why we follow the guidance of the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit is always with the will of the Father and will never guide you and lead you in anything apart from what already is the will of the Father. So that light is going to connect your soul with the mind, will, and emotions of God. So that heart, also the emotions, the heart, the compassionate, the loving heart. That's why it's important to watch out and not come under that system of that fake activation. So they're going to be saying, this is what we're offering you. But remember, this is already naturally within us, biologically within the DNA. And it's already set up to activate because of the light. So don't be fooled into coming with the promises of whatever this AI system integration with your consciousness, right? With your soul consciousness, with the mind of AI, the intelligence of AI, or in the body, promising that all the diseases and sicknesses are going to be taken out of your DNA because of that linking with that false intelligence, because that's also what's going to be happening. The death is going to be coming off of the DNA because of the light. Something else that I saw was that the people who are going to be activating, they're already going to be shifting into more of the reality of another dimension, that other realm. So they may at times, depending on how strongly they're resonating with that heart realm of the kingdom of heaven, they're going to be looking kind of see-through, kind of invisible. They're going to be fading in and out. It's like other people are going to see them, but they may look faded, like they're not completely there. And this is wild. Some people even may grab their hand and find that they can't grab their hand. There's no physical substance there, but yet they're seen, although they may be more or less faded or invisible. I just want to read something from 2 Peter 1:19. And you will continue to do well if you stay focused on it. For this prophetic message is like a piercing light shining in a dark place, a murky place that can be both the world in which we live and the human heart bathed in the light of truth, displacing gloom and darkness, while the dawning of a new day, when the morning star rises in your hearts, until the sun rises in your hearts. So this is about the light. The light is coming into the soul. It is already here, and it is activating the soul, and it is activating the body as well. And this is going to start being more and more visible. Also, what happens at the end when the whole world will be consumed by the light and we won't live together in the same place anymore. So this is like already the shadow of that great blazing light that will at once come at the end, where there will be that complete division between the two dimensions. Those that remain in the 3D ego life, and those that choose the path of humility, love, joy, the will of God, in the will of God, in the truth. Let me just say, walking in truth, walking with the heart of compassion and love, and then the mind of the Father. So the mind of God, everything that He knows, you will know, because your spirit already is in God and knows all these things. But there's a connection between the soul. That linking will biologically, organically take place between your soul and the Father. So your consciousness of your spirit in the Father. And then we won't live in the same place anymore, although we'll be able to go back to that other dimension and visit if we like, to minister or speak to them or lead them or guide them or help them. Also, what is very important at this time is there has to go through the process before this ultimate light comes on earth, and there are going to be those people that also help. They're like also the mirrors that help to ricochet the one light and into the whole world. So there are those people that will be able to contain the light when the ultimate light comes, so that everyone will see it at the same time. the light of Christ comes, everyone will see it at the same time, and there will be no more darkness. There'll be no more, that separation will be complete between ego, separation from the love of God. So that darkness and the light, the complete light, the complete integration in God, and going back to our consciousness and our awareness fully, mind, will, and emotions with the Father. So that full integration with the Father. And there's people that are actually going to be also those vessels that are going to help take in the light at that exact moment when the light of Christ comes. They're also going to take in that light and be a shining light. It's like the light is coming, but it's also like a mirror sending that light to other mirrors, and other mirrors ricochet it off into other lights. So like those pillars of light, and it's going to light up everything. Another thing that is also very important is this being aware that there has to be a test. So the AI integration, there has to be a test. Are you going to do it in a artificial way? Are you going to be healed in an artificial way? Are you going to be integrated to a intelligence, even though that is not an evil intelligence, but an intelligence in a false way? Are you going to be integrated with the organic way? So there is going to be a test that everyone has to go through the process of choosing. What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose that false path or the true organic path, that artificial path or the organic path? There has to be that before the light can fully come, that to separate darkness out of the world. So there's going to be that ultimate splitting of those two dimensions, but that will only happen after the trial, because everyone is required to choose. No matter what you've done before, no matter how great you were before, everyone is still going to have to go through the process of their will. What are you going to choose? Artificial way or organic way that's already taking place? Before that splitting of the earth can happen, before that ultimate light, see, the ripple light has already come. It's already here upon the earth. You can already start tapping into that and receiving from that and being activated and slowly being activated in those things. I just remembered something very important that concerning this thing, that some people may actually wake up so bright. Some people are going to wake up from sleeping or from napping, or just your normal nightly sleep, and it's gonna feel like a greater integration step, and then they might start recognizing things are not the same, things seem different. It's like you're going to be seeing the 3D earth, but you're also going to be seeing the other dimension, the kingdom of heaven earth as well. It may also be that you just one time wake up and things are different, and then at a certain time you go to sleep and then you wake up in the morning again and then things are different again. So that is also what it may look like. I think I said everything that I needed to say in this video. I really do hope that this was beneficial for you and helped you in whatever way, encouraged you. I don't want to come on here and give fear, but help people understand this is just my vision and my experience, and I feel very strong upon my heart to share it. And however it may speak to you, I'm glad for that. Some people may reject this, some people may accept it, whatever the case may be. I'm thankful that you were able to listen. And I hope the Father reveals truth in whatever way that is for you. God bless you and God keep you.